Yeah, welcome everybody to Railbirds TV and the 2025 International Open 9-ball. I'm your host, Scott Frost, and I feel like we've got a barn burner here. Arseni Sevastyanov versus Sam Henderson. This is a race to 10, double elimination. It's a true double elimination. Alternate break, all ball fouls. There is a ref covering 4 tables, so it's mainly on the player. Break box and jump cues allowed. This is a WNT ranking format, and it is $75,000 added $750 entry fee. And we all know who Sam Henderson is, but I want to make sure everybody knows who Arseni Sevastyanov is, and that's why we are covering this match. In my opinion, they call him the Flash. In my opinion, probably the most entertaining player to watch, especially in high-pressure situations. He is just a fun, fast player. Sam, great player in his own right, got a bright future. And a little bit hampered by the 8. Good news is the 3's here on the right side of the table. If he can just bury the 2, I think he can come in behind the 6. Gonna have to just level out here best you can. I would not attempt to draw this ball. Yeah, interesting. I don't mind the play. He had a big wall back there. I just felt like he could smooth it into the upper left, but you can't fault him, definitely on the first shot of the match. If you don't feel good about it, I'll never fault you for playing defense. This man at the table took second at the Philippines Open. We all saw the match with Jason Shaw and Arseni in the semifinals. Jason missed the 9. Hill. That match went viral quickly. One of the craziest matches in history. They are saying it's potentially up there with the Efren Reyes-Earl Strickland match. Okay, the table's tightening up a bit. I feel like that ball might have gone day one without a question. One thing I do like about these tables, since day one, they've played fairly true. They're biting well. The English is taking very well. I think that's due to the moisture in the state that we're in here in Florida. Get used to this, because he will let it go. Once he's down on the ball, it is rapid fire. Pretty good there. I would say the 764 Fargo, well, they probably just don't have it in Finland, because I think that's a little low, but maybe I'm wrong. Yep, I'm wrong. One could argue that he's just a little too quick, but when he catches a gear, it is fun to watch. Said that he wanted to win the Philippines Open for Mika Immonen. He told me that. I interviewed him just prior to the finals. David Alcady ended up getting the better of that. I think Arseni was pretty drained after the Jason Shaw match. He's not going to get paid off, but a great effort there. This is where Sam really needs to knuckle down, get an early lead. At times, Sam has struggled pausing the cue at the tip, but he's worked really hard on it. Nice strike. The key to that hit there is just never catch the ball thick, right? You're going to get so much more out of the cue ball if you catch it a little thinner to the outside of the pocket. Yeah, looking good. I don't know how familiar Arseni is with Sam, but Sam has played most of the big events, so he probably knows the young man can dab it. And here's where he just draws right up to the back of the 9. One thing I will say is these tables are quick. Great hit and great effort for the left-hander. First look at Arseni's break shot. Interesting, he was breaking when he was practicing, playing the one to the left side. The 3 has buttered up to the 9. He has nothing. Just missed the one short. It's crazy how that ball will go into the top corner, but we see it all the time in this format. I don't mind, like the middle diamond on the top right long rail, just past the side pocket. I don't mind that if you think you can 2-rail the cue ball in behind the 4 and 8. He's looking down here. There's plenty of options. But I don't mind kind of like where that the middle diamond is on the top right rail. If you could use a high outside ball and tuck 2 rails behind 4 and 8. This is another way to do it. You can bank the 3 back down table. You could potentially use the 7. I'd consider giving this back, actually, unless you think you can use the 9 and 6 and go into the 7. Yeah, what about just banking the 3 right back down to the right of the 6, carrying the cue ball forward? If you get lucky, you get behind the 7. If you run into the 7, it's still good. You got a wall with the 9 and 6. Yeah, very good effort, actually. Yeah, so he'd like to come around, watch the upper right corner. I was going to say the first problem is burying the ball. Now, the scratch might have been on because he overcut the 3. Cue ball just went long to the top right, so if he made it, it would have been close to a scratch. So a couple of blunders early for Arseni, but this is how he plays. Then he'll look like a magician for 5 or 6 racks. Coming down low here towards the middle diamond. This is the area I felt like Sam really needs to work on a bit. I don't know if that's any good either. Yeah, you got to bury him up there. Yeah, and this is a little short. Well, I thought he was just going to knuckle him up behind the 7. He was confident and snugged him behind the 8. He did just that. A lot of guesswork in this hit here. You just don't know how that single rail will react. Anytime you're going to a second rail, it's a little easier to judge, especially on fresh cloth, but this acts more true. I'd say he hit it excellent. Something he did there, which a lot of people overlook, is the speed. Oftentimes, you don't leave much when you just hit it easy. Everybody feels like you got to get more pace on it. It's not the case necessarily. Well, I'm bragging on this guy, and I knew it would happen. It never fails. He's trying to tuck him under the 5 there. He was a full cue ball off. Maybe they're trying to 3-foul one another. I'm not exactly certain. There was distance there. Sam looks uninterested to me. One thing that the greats back in the day taught me, Billy and Cardona for one, Jack Cooney another, always be playing from the chair. These younger guys on their phones looking around, like Skylar Woodward. I don't know how he does it, but he'll be playing a match and on his phone. Feder Gorst, same way. That doesn't work for everybody. But no matter what, when you're in the chair, you should be playing, meaning thinking about what you're doing, being engaged. I believe it's very important for your focus. Well, he hit right where he wanted to. I don't know that he's left the 3 on or not. Arseni is acting like he's got it. He's got to avoid the 9. Oh, he could come straight back. A little steep here, especially for a left-hander. Thin it and try to get behind the 6. Yeah, you got to catch it thinner than that. You had a steep angle. Still in game number 2. Great hit, Sam Henderson. Jump cues are allowed. Jump cues will come out here. He was actually going at that, I guess. would consider kicking to the right long rail. It's a pretty big ball if you get to the second rail here. He's going to try to get up behind the 5. Is the 9 a worry? Yeah, I felt like that ball was big, the 9. Yeah, I'm just looking at Sam, and I know he does this from time to time, but he peers off, and if there's something I could tell him, it'd be to stay engaged where you're at. Stay in the moment. Oh my goodness gracious. Maybe they do have Fargo in Finland. Playing on a 9-foot blue labeled diamond table, 4.5-inch pockets. They are pretty forgiving. We have seen some balls hold up over the last day or two. Cleaning up the mess. Yeah, I expect this match to get a little better as it goes on. I mean, it happens. Players struggle all the time. Sam really has only made a mistake or so, but Arseni definitely not comfortable. Don't know when he made it over. It is a long trip from Finland. I wouldn't assume he's been in Finland much because he was with us for about 3 weeks. The Hanoi Open, then the Philippines Open. That's a great hit there. Best break shot so far. And a great look. I like where he's placing the cue ball as well. Got a look on every ball on the table besides the 7. You always know you're hitting them good then. This just seems to be a common scene, catching that ball thick down the rail. Eric Roberts yesterday versus Shane Van Boening. Almost identical shot, maybe a little easier. Did the same thing. Arseni now frustrated. We have seen that as well. This cloth really, really grabs, meaning when you tend to swerve, you better plan on swerving outside a bit more than where you're typically aiming because it grabs immediately. That's any wet climate. It's going to happen. Cue ball's going to take the line a little bit sharper. Sam will be happy with it. Yeah, on fresh cloth that slides. He could have ended up behind the 8 there, but notice how the cue ball acted so clean and true off that third rail. Yeah, nice confident poke there. Referee going to come remove the diamond. Not clean from either side. Sam has no problem cleaning it up, though. Here's the 2 ball. He pinched just a touch. It tells me the pockets are definitely tightening up. That ball, there is no question, would have gone 2 days ago. And here's where he swerves right into the 3. We've seen this all week long on the slight masse. And I don't feel like they're getting enough time. We're only into... Yeah, we're into the 5th round, so I guess it's potentially enough time. You should kind of know what's happening at this point. Watch out, 9. It's getting movement. Dry. Yeah, pretty thin on the 1. Roll out here. I wouldn't mind the lower left corner. I wouldn't elevate yourself over the 5. I'd just go to the left long rail here, softly. Maybe even kicking into the back of the 5 with a little pace, nudging it up behind the 6. Interesting. It's not the worst. But this kid, if he's playing good, he'll chop this in like it's butter. But he's got no confidence at the moment, I don't believe. And he is a confidence player. He's got to have it. Maybe it's steeper than I think. Obviously on the bottom rail. He doesn't feel like Sam's in top form either. Sam probably just going to knock this up behind the 8. I'm not sure. I feel like you can cut this in, though. Yeah, there's no question you could. I'm surprised Arseni actually passed that up. That's a slow walk for him around the table. I think he's trying to work into some type of a pace. Gonna get on the board. Sevastyanov. Little fun fact, last year at the U.S. Open, Arseni took notice, ended up beating SVB on the winner's side there in Atlantic City, Harrah's Resort. Kind of dashed SVB's hopes of winning his 6th U.S. Open title. Now, he wasn't out. He did not finish well in that event. And this break shot's excellent, and the 9 is down. Count it. They call it a golden break. Hit him well. Deserved it. Great contact into the 9 here. Excuse me, it's the blue 2. How do you do? No luck in pool, but he did hit him clean, really square. Starting to feel like Sevastyanov has his work cut out for him here. Yeah, and there is no question. If he continues to break like that, he will have his work cut out for him. He's going to have a look, but that is not what he's playing. Back and forth above the right side, I believe, here. We better get back there. He's already going to shoot it. Surprised he came that way. He's going to kind of get away with it. All over the place. Yeah, real thin to the lower right. Do you try and just track straight into the 9 here? Or can you come all the way around? I don't think you can come around. It's too thin. Yeah, and this is thin to the right side now. So thin that I don't think he can draw out of it by any means. He's going to have to go twice out of the lower right with maybe a kind of a bit of a low inside ball here. He has really checked it up, but there's no way he's getting through there. He checked it up with an outside ball. Felt like the inside ball would carry you easier to the 4. The outside ball is going to really risk putting you behind the 6 or the 9. Three behind it. All around. You can be on either side of the 6, preferably straight in is good, to the left side. Very good speed there. Is he concerned about elevating himself over the 9? Yeah, very good. Just don't want to catch this thick. Getting a bit more comfortable. Sam Henderson. Game number 6 going to go to him. Yeah, in round number 1, Sevastyanov defeated Johnny Archer 10 games to 1. Then he defeated Damon Trey Dawson 10 games to 0. Then he lost a close one to Jonas Suto 10 games to 8. So I don't feel like he's played bad to this point. So maybe he's at the casino or something last night. You never know. I don't even think he gambles. He's a very fit young man. He told me in the Philippines that he actually has some type of a therapist that works on his body. And I said, wow, you're young. Why would you do this? And he says, because when I'm 40 or 50, I want to still be able to play like this. And I said, man, you're much smarter than I am. Motion on the 9 again. Just missed the side. I believe he's got to roll out here. Even if he can see a piece of the 1, the 6 is going to ruin the day. Don't believe you can give this one back. There's too many places to find cover. Cut the 1 to the right, kind of like towards the 3rd diamond, just above the right side. Wow, he's giving this back. Cue ball's never going to scratch in the upper left, so you can at least cut the 1-1 rail up like past the 9 and go towards the 8. There's all sorts of options. I liked what he was doing. I just felt it was a little more difficult, a little lower percentage. Felt like if you cut it more, you're going to probably get better opportunity for the snooker. Watch the lower right corner here. It was always there. I don't know how you can expect to go into the 7 and just hope for the best. Could have elevated just a tick. And it's not even December yet, but Christmas is alive and well here in St. Augustine for Sam Henderson. And he will get comfortable on you and finish up pretty well. Sam defeated Dwayne Pearson in round number 1, 10 games to 4. Lost to Robbie Capito in a close one, 10 to 8. Robbie Capito playing as good as anybody on the planet, in my opinion, right now. Had a walkover against Nick Van Allen, 10 games to 0. And then beat longtime friend of his, Payne McBride, 10 games to 9 in the last round. This would be a good win for Sam. What's odd to me is that Arseni's Fargo is lower than mine. I haven't played a 9-ball tournament in 12 decades. Game number 7 going to young Sam Henderson. I apologize. I believe I said this is round 5. This is round 4 on the 1-loss side. I didn't mind that shot there. I did mind this one. Arseni going to take a strategic break. Is it too little too late? We'll be back in a minute. Arseni has taken his break, and I believe it's long overdue. Might have considered taking it after game number 2. Finished third at the 2025 International Open, which was here on the Bigfoot. It's a little tell right there, playing on the 10-footer. I've heard that Arseni plays a game called Russian Pyramid. If anybody's familiar with Russian Pyramid, it's, well, there's another player, Evgeny Stalev. If anybody's familiar with Evgeny Stalev, one of the most powerful, intimidating strokes in a game that I'd ever seen. I don't believe he's playing as much now, but I'd heard with Russian Pyramid that Arseni has set multiple records playing the game. Evgeny Stalev is one of the greats at Russian Pyramid as well. And obviously Arseni just took second at the Philippines Open. Finished 17th at the Hanoi Open Championship, 33rd at the Perry Open, 33rd at the U.S. Open last year, or I should say this year. I'm sure SVB was happy about that. We keep waiting for Sam to break through. He's 116th on the Arizona Billiards, or AZB, money list. He's got some good finishes. 2025 USA National Men's 10-Ball Championship, finished second. The 9-Ball Championship, finished second. He won the USA Arizona Open Shootout. I haven't played a tournament here in Arizona in a long time. All right, back in action. Arseni to break. He barely got the one down, and he got fortunate to not scratch, especially from that angle. I'm sure we'll get another look at that. This table's completely tightened up. That's what I love about a diamond table, is the deep shelves. He did catch quite a bit of that bottom rail, but my goodness, I thought that was gone. I don't know what it is about these guys. They love to make that ball instead of, why not bank it up and try and tie the 8-9 up, or tie the 9 and 7 up? You can achieve the same thing, but maybe just give yourself a little bit more insurance instead of shortening the rack, because your opponent's at the table now. Yeah, it kind of felt like it was almost impossible to get behind the 5 unless you catch the 2 real heavy. I thought the 6 was the ball to use there. This is tight. I believe it's very tight if he's shooting it. High ball here. Wow. I did not think he could hold it leveled out the way he was. It's very good from where he was, to be honest. Now got to deal with the 7 and the right side pocket and holding the cue ball. It's going to end up somewhere left center of the table, I believe. He's chose to go dead into the 7. Not comfortable by any sort of the imagination. Don't have to pound this. These are not 4-inch pockets. Table's going to work for you. Just let the cue ball ride. Notice the spring off the bottom rail. And the heart. So maybe the brake did him a little good. Is it too little too late? Pat Fleming, Accustats founder over the years, and I just felt like that was the wrong decision. A lot of these guys overlook side rail to side rail, where you just thin off that ball and use the 6. Anyway, back to it. Pat Fleming, founder of Accustats, has done, obviously, statistics over the last 40 years. He has numbers to prove. Believe this or not, he has numbers to prove that it is very close if you're down 6-2 or 7-2, that the comeback ratios are almost identical. I don't know what the ref said there because I'm running my mouth. Anyway, the comeback numbers are almost identical. And I didn't disagree with that because when you think about it, I'm sure you've had a big lead in an alternate break and blow it. Momentum swings, momentum changes no matter what. When you start to make mistakes, the balls know it, and funny things just start to happen. So I guess my point is, Arseni can no question come back, but he's going to need some luck. If Sam keeps breaking like that, I don't know that the luck will come. And that is the problem, in my opinion, with the alternate break. It's very hard to come back, but numbers tell us that's not the case. I'm going to have to get those numbers. Jeremy Jones and I were talking about that. Yeah, he caught the 2 thick there. It just entered the top side of the right middle. That's how he ended up here. Obviously a little light as well. Got to play this cross side. Do you just come twice out, or do you come to the third rail? Probably the third rail. Yeah, I didn't think he could catch a piece of the 8, so maybe just dragging it out twice was the play. Can he see an edge of it? If he can, still touchy. Pretty good. Took care of the object ball, and I think that's most important there. Yeah, this is the side rail to side rail kind of what I'm talking about, right? Where it's, just because the 9 was there, I get it. It's pretty straightforward, but often overlooked. Even if the 9 isn't there, it's often overlooked. If you can lay the object ball down, it's going to get you another inning. Whereas trying to put that ball out in the middle or do something else, it just seems like the percentages are much lower. Yeah, nice hit there, Sam. Very nice. And when this guy's feeling good, he'd consider the upper left. He would consider it. Yeah, and he's going to shoot it. He's overcut it. It's the type of shot that can really get you back into your comfort zone. 6, a big ball here. to get behind. Like to bank it down just right of the 9. She's a tip of inside. You got to play it over, cut it a little. It's going to bite. Yeah, this looks perfect. Did he hit it too good? Oh, I believe he's hit it too good. Very hard to give him a piece, did he? I think at worst he can go rail first. Watch the upper right corner. Yeah, you got to be thrilled just to have a look at the 6. On down behind the 9, the cue ball way off. Nice hit here. That upper right corner was huge with the 8 where it was. I don't know. Do you consider taking this on to the upper right? Yes, you do. Right down the gut. Couldn't hit it any better there. Beautiful cue ball as well. Drug the cue ball out 2 rails with a low right ball. Very clean, Sam Henderson. Kind of interesting coming out to the left side there. I figured he'd just come straight down on the right side of the table. Let's wind out just a tick short. Should be fine. Yeah, and a great bank on the green 6 to get him within 3. And this is really Arseni's fault here to leave this open. You've either got to make a decision to get behind the 8 or use the 9. This is pure, very pure. You see Sam with the hand or the arm there motioning. I know he's been talked to a little bit because at times he tends to forget to stop the cue at the cue ball. Pausing at the cue ball is something that I think 95% of the elite players do nowadays. What I mean by that is just stopping the tip, dialing in before the delivery. Once again, struggling. He was practicing the break shot from the other side and making the 1 in the left side pocket. And he continues to stick with this. And the results have been poor. I mean, this push out is not easy. I would definitely consider giving this back. Unless he thinks he can get all the way down here without losing the 1. How do you avoid the 7? Surprised he's considering taking this. Maybe he sees something I don't. What, you just think you can thin it to the upper right? Or use the 7 here? Yeah, it just felt like that ball was never going to be easy to use cover, but he found it. Why is he jumping over the 3? The 3 is a long way from the cue ball. He's going to have to get way up and over. Wants a clip here. Yeah, and he got a big-time clip. Well-deserved, though. Just keeping the cue ball on the table here was half a miracle. Great hit. Yeah, he's definitely struggling. I've not seen this side of him, of course. I think, the matches we call are the TV table matches on the World 9-Ball Tour, so he's probably playing pretty good at that point. This is obviously not his best game, but probably more so how he plays sometimes, from what I'm starting to see. Yeah, the chances he takes with the cue ball surprised me a little bit. I know he's wild and aggressive, but the Flash, they call him. Not flashing. Yeah, everything going wrong. Straight into the side for Sam Henderson, and another rack where Sam just has to pick up the pieces. Would definitely like to see Sam get through this and just get a little bit more comfortable. I don't want to get into his cueing because it's hard to pick it off, but there are times where he just doesn't stop the tip. He's worked on it. There's the pause. That's great. Problem is when you don't stop the tip, is that it's hard to control pace. It's hard to have any consistency. Sometimes you can get really quick. Sometimes you can decel. The pause just calms everything down before the final takeaway. A little firm and a little thin. This is big here, obviously. 7-2 lead is big as well, but it seems like a big game. Just because I know what Arseni can do. This is a must-bury. Well hit. Sam Henderson on his way to a W and round 5 possibly. 2 games away from the win. Thought this was a really risky decision. You catch that one a tick thicker, you're going into the lower left corner. You only had the 3 to really get behind. Great jump there. A love rub. Then his following shot to get behind the 4 instead of in front of it was really the problem. Seems like when he's going to the side pockets, Arseni, He just gambles on the cue ball just taking a straight line with a level cue instead of any type of elevation. Just a slight touch of elevation, you can redirect that cue ball. But also probably not comfortable from what it looks like over there in his chair. Arms crossed, all signs of negativity. Sam has been much better in this department. The 7 and 9 came together, and so did the 2 and 6. Very good with the 1, and I like what he's doing with the cue ball, drawing it twice above the 9. What about just thinning it to the left long rail, sending it to the top rail, swing the cue ball 1-2 between the 5 and 7 down here to the bottom rail? Do you feel that good about this combination? Guess he does. Not going to fault. Not going to fault him. Great hit. Was granted position all along. Gonna get the diamond pulled out of there. I think it's much safer to just stay on the right side of the table here instead of trying to punch out between the 8 and 9. Either one works. You're just drawing straight back. It's okay. Just don't let up here. Yeah, I love this. You just can never get in trouble. Good decision. I don't even know that it was a decision. I think he was thinking that all along. Yeah, really starting to dial in a bit here, Sam is. Probably a shaky match with he and Payne McBride, his last match. He squeaked by, beating Payne 10 games to 9. Anytime you leave a match like that, might not have played his best. Coming into this match not full of confidence. This should give him some confidence. No matter what Arseni has done throughout the match, Sam has played pretty solid towards the second half. One game away from what I think is a pretty good upset. Definitely a win, not a massive upset. Sam has the capabilities of beating anybody on the planet. It just felt like Arseni was just getting stronger and stronger every event. It's not the case, but he is human. He's allowed to have bad matches. This sport will humble you quickly. Just did a podcast with a guy that we're about to release, and he's very well known. We talk about that. No, he's got the 1 down. Not even close to making the 1 in the right side. So is he trying to play the wing ball? If he is, he's not drawing a cue ball at all. Yeah, he's trying to play the 1. He hasn't been close all match. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. Did he get a shot? Oh, boy. Right at the end. Glued him up to Old Yeller. Can't tell. Sam's head in the way. I can't. Okay, here we can get a look. No, body's in the way. I can't really tell if the... He was always going towards the 8 and 9, so I don't know that he'd had a look anyway. Good luck trying to remove the diamond from here. Do it again, Sam. Valiant effort. Yeah, the flash does not seem to be firing on all cylinders by any means. Did he give a piece of this rail first? No way. Well, that's very, very lazy. You've got to butter him up behind the 7 there where you cannot clip this ball rail first. He's done this twice in the same rack. Should have buried him below the 5 when Sam kicked the 2 in. Now he's done it there. So you kind of get what you deserve at this level when you don't knuckle him up behind the ball. Interesting, right? Takes me back to game number 1 when he had the 1 ball. Very similar to the 3. I don't know, can you jump this? Kicking. Where's he going here? Yeah, I think that was really all by design. So very, very good. Trying to catch the thin side of it. I don't know that he was really playing it in the right side, but he was definitely trying to catch the side of it. Might keep that out. He's great from distance, like when he has to get the cue ball over a ball that's a long way away with the jump cue, or at least so far in this match. He would love to be able to jump at this ball with the score line. I think he'd rather be anywhere else in the country than here right now. Always going to be a concern when you're that close to the 9 and the object ball's that close to the bottom rail. Another rack. Ball in hand on 5 balls. Sam Henderson. He's definitely been the better breaker, and I believe he's been the better player. There's no question. I like to get a little stronger early on. Going forward, I think that's really where it's at right now for Sam. Get comfortable early. Stay in the match. Be engaged. Notice how Arseni, whether he's playing good or not, he's always engaged in the table when it's not his turn. I think that's really, really important. A lot of people overlook, especially the younger generation. It cannot hurt you. Believe me, I know we want to look away often. But in this match, it's all been Sam Henderson. Scoreline tells us the same thing. Excellent there to stay left of the 9. Sam going to take this one 10-2. Disappointing performance from Arseni. We'll see him in the future, I promise you that. Do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have Shane Van Boning versus Jesus Atencio. You won't want to miss that one. We'll see you then.